That's one thing that annoys me is like how they tried, like they heard her say black female audience and they got all like, oh, whoa, watch what you say. Like, oh, it's just annoying to me how they have to feel like they have to censor how they talk because they don't want to offend somebody.
Subscribe to this channel in case you are watching this channel and you have not subscribed.
So you think you're 10?
Yeah. I think I'm gorgeous. I think I'm perfect.
Listen, don't take this the wrong way. You're not
Please
a 10.
lay it on me.
You're not a 10.
Okay. That's just your opinion.
All right. First of all, every time I feel like we stamp out a roach, aka a white man with a podcast like this,
Pause
he
it.
contributes literally
Miss
nothing.
Piggy.
So we're going to continue watching the rest of it, but it's kind of interesting that.
Oh, that's what's her name?
If you listen to what she said,
I can't pause it. What's her name? Amala, Unapologetic or something like that. I watched a few of her videos on my. I reacted to a few of her videos.
Stamp out another cockroach, aka a white man with a podcast. If you were to replace white man with any other group, so stamp out a cockroach, aka I'll let your imagination do the work, but if you were to insert another group into there, whether it's a
Canceled.
sex or ethnic group or whatever it may be, you would be canceled. You would be canceled. So my kind of reaction to that is hatred, misandry towards, hatred of, hatred of men, hatred of white people is just mainstream tolerated in society. So your reaction to that first segment of it?
Yeah, I mean, it's so funny because as a society, we talk about how much we hate racism, but it's actually extremely socially acceptable so long as it's directed towards white people and specifically white males. And we're in this new era in the modern age where it's super trendy and fun to say that, but it's not cool. And Drew's real famous for that.
At the same time, though, you're only gonna get. Oh, I need to move my shit again. My fault. At the same time, you're only canceled if you let yourself be canceled. And actually, well, let me take that back, because if someone, I guess I need to think about this on the fact that she's talking about race and gender. That if anyone else said that, they would have lost all their platforms. They would have lost their YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, they would have lost everything. And yet she gets to do this shit on TikTok, one of the most strict fucking places, at least in my opinion. Because dog, I can't even upload most of my shit to TikTok because I've had a warning for like fucking 4 months now. I don't think it'll ever go away. I think my shit is just one step away from being kicked off, and I can't talk about gender, I can't talk about sexuality, I can't talk about race, I can't talk about anything but abortions and obesity on TikTok. Knock on wood, I'll probably get fucking banned for talking about one of those things now. But yeah, I should have been thinking about how, yeah, that bitch should have lost her fucking platforms by doing all this racist shit. But it is mainstream supported. So yeah, I don't know. That shit is really annoying to me, bro. I see that comment in my shit all the fucking time. White boy with another white boy with a podcast. I know it's some TikTok shit, but it's just fucking like the white boy podcast shit don't. The fact that the color part, the race part to the shit doesn't even bother me. It's just the fact that it's allowed. It's like, okay, I don't know. I can't stand this fucking picky choosy favoritism that's going on. It's so obvious. It's so disgustingly obvious. It's annoying to me.
I mean,
a bunch of white girls scared.
Okay. I mean, yeah. Shut up, Brian. Damn. Anyways, I mean, I understand. I know that there's a lot of controversy between that, how people can make a lot of racist comments towards like white people. But if she were to say that, if you were African American or you were Mexican or something, then people would be like, they would have way more hatred towards it than just you being white. And even then, you weren't even the only one to say anything. Not everyone on that panel that night was white, so she was just attacking you. So it's very controversial, and I think it should be brought to people's attention that white people are definitely put out there when it comes to us being racist towards them.
Anybody else have a reaction?
I do
agree that it's.
They're trying so hard not to say anything that's not exactly on the fence because they know the second most hated thing in society nowadays is white men first and then white ladies. They know that if they say something fucking wrong, they are gonna have pitchforks outside of their house that night. They know. I don't know. Whenever I said the most hated, maybe black males might be the second most hated. Actually, okay, man, let me take this back. That is acceptedly most hated. Okay, I don't know who is the most hated. I know black people get it really bad. I know Chinese people have been getting it really bad. I know white people really just get the insults and the shit. But the most accepted ethnic group to hate right now in America, at least, is white males. I should have been way more specific when I said that, because it definitely sounded victimizing. It sounded like I was trying to victimize white males whenever we're really not victimized. It's just annoying. That's how I should have fucking that's how I should have worded it. See, that's what I like with me. I have to be very precise on how I talk, because I know that if I say even the slightest thing wrong, I am fucked. Especially as a fucking creator without a platform.
Not really fair. And also, I don't know too much about critical race theory, but what I've heard is that, like, basically if you are born white, you are automatically racist. And so that's the projection. So I feel like that's why it's been socially acceptable for not everyone, for people to take jabs at white people, white men. I don't think any of it's acceptable. Like, people were just people. I don't know.
I don't think it's that. I don't even think that most people agree with this shit. I think most people understand that to say people are just inherently racist or inherently some way just because of their skin color is dumb. But it's trendy right now. There's no backlash for it. There's no losing with it. Like, it doesn't affect them. I can see a lot of white people back in 100, 200, 300 years ago being the same way. They're bandwagoners. They just go along with the bandwagon. They go along saying and spewing whatever's popular, and even though it's racist and hateful. I could see that happening a few hundreds of years ago whenever it was happening to black people. It's just humans. We're just fucking dumb. We just grab onto stuff that seems trendy and popular to feel like we have a group of people to associate or to relate to, and it makes sense, but it's fucking stupid to not recognize.
Yeah, I agree with what everybody else said. I don't really have a comment on this.
I think she was responding with hatred to your hatred. So
hate. Well, it wasn't.
It had nothing to do with his race.
But
nothing.
No, it has nothing to do with his race.
No, obviously she's upset. She's free to feel upset about what I said. And I don't have an issue with that. Obviously, I'm being blunt with the girl. Mm-hmm. I'm basically she's saying she thinks she's a 10. In other words, putting herself. She thinks of herself as on par with the most beautiful women in the world. That's delusional. However, I would have no issue with her like roast, and she actually we don't need to play the rest of it. She basically just like, oh, this guy looks like he sells Bibles, and like she's like this guy looks like a dork. Like, but I don't make the claim that I think I'm a 10. I think I'm like a 6. But she could have attacked, oh, like this guy's a dickhead, blah blah blah. Fine, ad hominem, whatever. But it's interesting to me that in response to that segment from our dating podcast, she mentions she has to bring in race to it. It's just
and looks. Whenever that was the whole point, that looks shouldn't matter. You should be beautiful. And she tried to roast him for his looks instead of being like, no, you are beautiful too. Yeah. Like it's like hypocritical. I mean, I get it. Like he said something, so he should be called out for the same shit. But at the same time, like that's fucking hypocritical. It's the same thing as two wrongs don't make a right, which is everybody's way of living nowadays. If I was wrong, then I need to wrong them back.
The more audience, because imagine how many people were like, oh yes, that's what happened. Like it's a way to appear to bigger audience.
Her audience is mostly women.
Yeah, but like black women who probably think the same way.
You're about to say some. You're about to say some crazy shit. What?
What do you mean?
Oh God, Victoria, bro.
Didn't even say anything.
No, I was saying that it's a way. I don't think it's a correct way to say, and I don't like when people put like white, black, whatever. And I think it's incorrect to appear to things you can't control when you're born. It's something that you have, like, it's just wrong and it's diminishing. But at the same time, I'm just saying that the way she approached this response was to appear to the bigger audience, because I was like, I had similar situation in my life where the African American man was started to tell me that I was racist because I was not answering his question while he was being rude to me. So I was ignoring him, and he said I'm racist because I was ignoring him. And I was in the same situation, and I understand what it feels like, but it's just the way for people to connect through those kind of labels or stereotypes.
Okay. All right.
That's one thing that annoys me is like how they tried, like they heard her say black female audience and they got all like, oh, whoa, that's what you say, like, oh, like it's just annoying to me how they have to feel like they have to censor how they talk because they don't want to offend somebody. And it always makes me think of the Jordan Peterson quote where he was like, in order to think freely, we have to be open to offend, or something like that. I'm terrible with quotes, but it was something like that. And it's saying like, in order to bounce ideas back and forth with each other, we need to be willing to offend each other, because if not, then we're going to be too worried to say what we think. And that's how it is. We're too afraid to say exactly how we feel nowadays because we don't want to be misinterpreted or even say something that we mean and then be corrected about it rudely. I just don't like how people feel like they need to censor themselves or to walk around what they mean, or to not just be blunt about how they feel because they don't want to offend somebody nowadays, when in reality you should just say exactly how you feel. And the only reason why you shouldn't feel like you should be able to do that is if you actually have some bad connotation, some bad meaning, some bad reasoning behind what you feel. Like unless you are really doing it for some hateful, rude, disrespectful, evil way, then you shouldn't feel a need to have to censor yourself. But I'm gonna end that video there, y'all. Please like the video. If you got anything to say about the video, let me know down below. And if you fuck with your boy, will y'all please give me a subscription? With that said, deuces.
Just run it up, we gon' run it up, nigga. Run it up. Blue bands got my hundreds up. White girl, snow bunnies up. Said she don't know you ain't one of us. I always kick it with her, you ain't fucking nothing. Why your pants said you ain't clutching nothing? Fuck, nigga. You think you tough or something? Come run you something, nigga. I've been out of my mind.